Welcome to another edition of the Man Cave, where we come and give a brother's perspective on everything. Today is going to be a hot show, but before we get into that, we're going to introduce all the brothers that's here today. I don't know if you guys want to do your own introductions, but I can do it.
You the man. Go and take care
of
that.
Cool. First off, I'm your host, Brother Aaron, GQ, good-looking guy, ordinary guy. What a heck of perspective.
You're going to get me to drinking early, ain't you? So I got to pull it. Hold on.
Hey, that's too early. You too early.
Pass me a sip,
man, whatever you want, player.
Good Lord have mercy.
Next is my man, Brad Williams. Brad Williams is a solid brother in the word, solid brother, and just being a really cool brother. He's the father of 4 children. He's been married twice like me, so he got a lot of opinions on this topic. Next is my baby cuz, Damon. Damon got like about 20 kids, Damon?
I wish you stop playing now.
Break it up, Aaron.
He got me mixed up with the older cousin.
Yeah, Damon got 4 straight boys, and then he started having girls. Had 2 straight girls, so he got like 6 kids over there. He feeding and clothing and keeping warm. Mm-hmm. Next is Art Williams, who always got 17 in the clip.
Art Williams.
I mean, Art Thomas.
Man, look, you live right down the street. Don't get beat up. Don't let me come down there. Knock on your door like, who the hell is Williams?
He always got 17 in the clip and 1 in the chamber. And he'll never empty the 1 out the chamber when he's showing people his gun. Anyway.
Never. I'm ready to go, man.
All right. And last but definitely not least is Pastor Clinton Hall from Meridian, Mississippi. One of my good friends, the brother who is one of the most hilarious brothers, but will tell you the truth 101% of the time.
What we need.
Welcome to the show, fellas. All right, I got 2 words for you, brothers, and we gonna just go. 2 words are child support.
Why I put the ball away so quick?
All right, so I want to start off by, I probably Pastor Clint and Damon don't know nothing about child support. I mean, they never went through it because you guys been married.
That would be false.
That would be false?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Newsflash.
Wow. That would be false.
Okay.
Up in your face.
That would be false. The only reason I went through it is because when we first started having kids, we weren't married.
Oh,
and
okay.
Stuff going
so
on.
they force you into it, basically.
Yeah, it's basically. Okay. So,
I
do understand. You know what I'm saying? So, I get it, but then I think the worst part about it is I know a whole lot of my friends weren't so fortunate. So we'll keep it moving.
So you married yourself out of it.
That would be correct.
Yeah. Yes, pretty much that's what happened. Yeah. And I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Okay, so look, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about our horror stories. I have to go last because I'm sure mine is the worst. So
well, you should go first then.
Look at Brad. All right, Brad, you go ahead, go first, sir.
Okay, my sons are Brandon will be 36 next Friday, then Ryan's 34, and Eric's 32 by my first wife. I just got done paying back child support last January.
Wow. Back child support.
Back child support, because when their mother and I got divorced, I was supposed to pay for their medical benefits, which I had coverage for on all 3 boys. I had Blue Cross Blue Shield back then.
Yeah.
But what she did was she went back and got on aid.
Now you got to pay for that.
Yep. So when I went down there and explained my case, they said, well, Mr. Williams, state wants state money.
Wow. So wait a minute. When she got on aid, she got money for the children, so the welfare paid for your child support, and you got to pay the state back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Now, granted, I had medical cards in each of the boys' names. She refused to take them. Refused to take them. And I reported her to her co-worker. Didn't do no good. I got drugged down there numerous times.
Really?
Got locked up a couple times. You know, and how they treat. I'm just talking about Wayne County because I don't know about anybody else.
Right.
They're awful.
Right.
I seen grown men down there crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a system that's for failure. Because if you owe back child support, they can suspend your license and take your car. You know how am I supposed to go to work?
Right.
Anything.
Right.
And how are you supposed to pay it if you can't go to work?
Right.
Yeah, well, they didn't do me like that. But there were times, I'm gonna tell you, there were times when I brought home no money on my paycheck for a full 2 weeks worth of work. $0.
Wow.
I can't explain how that feeling is.
Try for a minute. Take 50, just try for a minute.
Absolute rage.
Yeah.
Absolute rage.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something. If my daughter is real close with her brothers, and that's their mother, she can't stand their mama.
Really?
For that.
She can, and I had to tell her, you have to remember, that's still their mama. You can't say nothing bad about their mama. I'm good now, you know?
Yeah, right.
I'm in a good place now, but when I say I got that letter, I have a screenshot of it in my phone.
That's it. What, you were free? You were free and clear?
Yeah, free and clear.
Yeah, mine on the wall on the frame.
See? I mean, it's that bad.
Yeah.
And my wife stuck through it all. I mean, I'm going to say it like this. The rest of y'all know. Forgive me, Pastor, but that white girl stuck through me like glue.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I need to do a disclaimer. I need to say something real fast. Because Aaron introduced me. He know me, and he know I don't like the people to say pastor first, because the minute you say pastor, people start putting on defenses and airs. And I'm the type of person, I like to, I ain't caught up in it, all that title and stuff. So just be real. I've already viewed the entire clip y'all had last week. I was so excited, so inspired by it. But let's keep it genuine and authentic and say it any kind of way it comes out, and you ain't offending me at all. I promise you.
I said that because I'm an ordained elder myself. That's why I said it like that. But I got you.
Okay, cool.
I got you. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So
I didn't know you was. I knew you were old, but I didn't know you was an elder.
And I don't look look like it though.
Yeah, you don't look like what you've been through.
Let's see how you look like it when you turn 56.
Man, I'm gonna be messed up, bro. I ain't that far from it though. I got 10 years.
Bye-bye, sweetie.
Okay,
yeah,
so wait. So let me get it right. You just past January, you were just paying off the last of the back child support from your at least youngest son, who is 32.
32.
Really?
Yep.
Man.
And now he's in that system.
Is
doing
he?
what I told him not to do. Yep.
Wow.
They ain't gonna learn. 20 years, $35,000 I paid back.
Ooh. Wow.
$35,000.
For one or two?
For three.
For all the three.
Three. For three? Okay.
Yeah.
And it all stemmed from the insurance stuff when she got on
the
Now think about what that money could have did over time.
Absolutely.
Say you put that money in a Roth IRA, and it's been growing for the past 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't be out of 35. You'd probably be up 250,000 by now.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Yeah.
Well, or just that money to spend more quality time with your children and invest in that commodity, what they took from the children, and what better quality, what kind of improved state health-wise, financial, all kinds of areas whereby that could have benefited that from. That's just an awesome concept to me. But yeah.
Man, I'm so glad. Go ahead.
Now if you get pulled over anywhere in the United States, they will bus ride you back to Michigan. I was in court and they brought these cats in who was on a 3-day bus ride from cross country.
Wow.
And they put us all in the holding cell. And I'm sitting there waiting to get called. I went to my daughter and friend was. And this guy came in there and just took a dump right there. While I'm sitting there like, when I made bond, I stayed out and got in the hallway. I took off all my clothes almost. Pulled my jacket off, my shirt, my tie. And the cop was like, "Are you finished?" I said, "What about?" I said, "I would take my pants off. I had another pair of pants on me, but I don't want y'all locking me back up."
Yeah.
I wanted to get rid of the army. It was just tainted. You know?
And that's all because of child support. It's nothing.
Child support.
Man.
Well, you know why they criminalized it, right?
Why?
For our demise.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the system is not set up for families or to help families per se. Initially, long time ago, it was for the guys who really didn't do nothing, who just totally absent, can't be found, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they found a way to criminalize it so that, and just as hard as it is for Black men just to get work, and how it's been for the longest time, it's a hell of a tool to use to keep you, number one, from your woman, from your children, and in total economic ruin. So how do you build a nation with that?
Right.
So it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's part of the blueprint, part of the entire blueprint of our destruction. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Well, I see what you're saying, but I met a lot of guys down there were just irresponsible.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, we got those. We got those. But when you make it a felony.
Yeah, it's a felony. Class B felony.
When you turn into a felony, you might as well go out and sell some crack if you're gonna get a felony.
Right.
You know?
How is it
a felony? Go ahead, what'd you say?
I'm having a hard time getting the CCW because of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's messed up, man. You freeing.
Wait. So now you finished. Is it like still on your record? I mean, do they got you down?
It's still there, but I have to go before a board and explain. You know,
because
but everything's
it's a felony on your record because of it.
Yeah, it'll say Class B.
Yeah,
still a felony as far as I'm concerned.
Wow.
So basically, you cannot, as a United States citizen, fulfill your citizen right or obligation or your right to bear arms just because you got a felony because you had this child support issue. So
but it's a lot more difficult now.
Yeah, but that's you limited. That's not fulfilling your freedoms,
right?
As a man in America.
Right. Well, you're right, Brad.
And you know what? And he had them covered too. It's not like he didn't have the kids covered.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
He had them covered. He had everything he was supposed to have. He did what he was supposed to do, and still.
So Brad, you were right, man. Mine was not the worst. So
I think he went first then.
Yeah, right. So before we go to the next horror story, I want to give you a couple of facts that comes from the Michigan.gov about child support. And this is, try not to laugh.
I'm already laughing.
It says, from Michigan.gov, children need emotional and financial support from both parents. Even when a child's parents do not live together, it is important that they work together to support and be a part of the children's life. Regular payment of child support and medical support provides, get ready to laugh, decreased conflict between parents. To me, that causes more conflict between parents. The second thing is increased involvement of the non-custodial parent. How many mothers then kept these fathers away from their kids?
On purpose.
Yeah, on purpose. And how
to
do you
get the money?
How do you say that it's increasing involvement? How do you say it's increasing involvement?
And they don't know. They just talking out their ass. That's what they do, and then they expect us to read it and just accept it because they saying it.
Yes.
When we know it. We know it's just is totally more simple than that.
Yes.
In other words, you ain't got to be involved in this. Why don't you just leave me and my family alone, and we'll figure it out. Yeah. But what happens is that, and this goes back. Okay, what happens is that they put the black woman in a position, basically to choose. Okay, basically to choose. But it's almost like an award for fornication at the same time. Mm. You dig what I'm saying? So they get awarded for going out here having kids out of wedlock with that money. Mm-hmm. And in order to get that money, you got to get rid of him. That's where the issue come in at. Because now it's like, well, wait a minute. I need to be doing such and such and such and such. She's like, well, I end up not getting such and such and such and such. He's like, well, I can make it happen. And she's like, well, you can't keep a job. And he's like, well, it ain't my fault. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's where it starts. That's basically where it starts.
That's exactly right. And the last little piece is
some women though. I get what you're saying. Some women are like just flat out vindictive though. Let's just call it as it is.
Absolutely.
They are flat out vindictive. Now you get the woman pregnant, you leave. She gonna find every way to ruin your life. She gonna lie. She gonna say you ain't spending time with the kids. I done had one of my friends go to the court with receipts and still got punished, still got locked up, still went to jail. I done had all types of stuff that happened to my friends. Now, thank God that didn't happen to me. But I'm saying one of my friends, literally, his child's mother literally told him, I'm gonna make your life hell for the next 18 years. She literally told him that. And that's exactly what she did.
Now, let me ask you a question.
20 years, because his son is 20 years old. She made his life hell. And due to that, like Brad said, due to that, her son can't stand her. She beat his guts. Because every time he would come over to do something, whether it was taking him to go buy some shoes, I done went with him a couple times to go get his son. And his son is trying to get to his mama, young at the time. He was like 10 last time that happened. He crying for his daddy. And he ain't bringing no money. You ain't going with him. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women are vindictive. They're mad. They just want to ruin a brother's life. But see, they don't realize you reap what you sow.
Well, for what purpose though? It's like
what do you just that? They just want to sit you down.
What do you gain? You know, you call yourself going to raise the man's son. You're going to be a mother to a man's son, but you want to tear the man up?
There's a lot of women who think like that, man.
Crazy.
There's a lot of women who believe their justice is bringing the dude down. Now, some dudes, they dig their own hole. But a lot of these guys, they not looking for no trouble. They want to spend time with the kids and be good. A lot of women, the vindictiveness takes over their mindset.
Yeah.
They don't give them a mindset to where they think rationally. Everything is irrational.
Right.
Listen, my son, my wife and I got divorced. I told her, whatever you think of me, don't tear me down to the boys. They were small then, like 11, 9, and 6. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that they're grown and they found out the truth, it took them a long time to start dealing with their mother again because of me. Now, I never said anything about her. Couldn't stand her. But never said anything about her.
Where's he at?
You know, they got to a point where my second son and about to have their kids. And so we're gonna have a baby shower. So all right, let's meet at a restaurant because it must be me, my wife, their mom, her mom. Well, can we have it at your house? I was like, no, I don't want your mama at my house. I just don't want your mama. I wasn't ready back then. It was 8 years ago. You know, I just said, don't want your mama at my house. I said, no. Come on, Pop, don't be that way. I said, okay. So we had the baby shower right here at my house in Rep.
Wow.
I get home from work, I sit down, we're talking. I'm watching her take inventory of my house as she's sitting on my couch. I'm watching her. She's taking, she's looking around.
Yeah, you got too much nice stuff.
A week later, I got a summons in the mail.
Oh.
I went off on everybody. I went off on everybody in my family. I told y'all. I mean, I was so mad. I had to go down there and get dogged out by the court. It was humiliating. It was terrible.
Dang.
Absolutely terrible.
Well,
you wasn't behaving like a felon.
Nope.
You were behaving like a father.
Yeah.
Just living.
And it still got you in trouble.
Yeah. And that's the bad thing, though. Most women, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, because this is my belief. Most women know a good father. And what's the best way to tear a good father down? Embarrassing. Especially in the judicial system. You embarrass him.
You use kids on him.
Definitely. You use the kids and you embarrass them. There's a lot of good dudes that can deal with all the woman's talk, deal with everything that they say. They don't like to be embarrassed.
Yeah.
They can't, the embarrassment, especially when you doing right. It's one thing when you got some thug out there, he don't care. He's just making kids and the woman got to struggle. That's one thing. But when you got a guy, an honest, hardworking, honest living dude trying to do what he do, and the woman is literally knocking him down, it's embarrassing to go have to take off work, go to court, get brow bashed, get beat up verbally, emotionally. That's embarrassing. And that's a lot of women is degrading. A lot of women use that against a good man. And then they wonder why you be on Facebook and these chicks, ooh, I wish I had a good man. You probably had one, just chased him away. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
it take a woman to keep a man, a good one. So you got to be a woman. If you want a good dude, you got to be a good woman. You can't be a jackass and think that you're supposed to get a guy that's supposed to just treat you right and do everything you want to do, like everything's supposed to be fine. You know what I'm saying? You gotta bring your shit to the table too. You can't just say, well, he gotta have this, and that, and I'm just gonna do and act however the hell I want to act. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come with certain things.
Right.
And you see that list all the time. I'll be laughing at my timeline sometimes. I'll be crying laughing. Man, got back me this. So I read one, and this one woman said, well, what are you offering? You hollering what he got to have. What are you bringing to the table?
Right.
Because ain't no good man. Once he figure out you using him, he gone.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they figure it out real fast. Yeah. Because these dudes that
let me say this though. Let's just bring a little balance. Now, I don't want any ladies that watch this to think that we just clowning women. There are some very, 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 very great ladies.
Absolutely.
In this world.
To some totally agree.
All four of you guys are married to great ladies.
Yes, indeed.
So there are women who know how to connect with a guy, know how to relate to a guy, know how to talk to a guy. So, but there's usually this remnant that don't know how to relate to a man that drags them into this child support system. And like you said, Damon, one of the worst things you can do is disrespect a guy, because that's why the Bible tells us to love our wives, but it tells the wives to respect the husband. God knows what's important to us.
It tells them to obey.
Yeah.
I'll get the book right now. Look at that.
It says obey.
I'm going to find it right now.
Amen, Elder Williams.
There's no confusion, so you can't say, you just saying that.
That's all Brad Williams. I'm just, if we're going to quote the Bible, we got to quote it right. That's all I'm saying.
Let's be complete. I feel you.
So the next story, Damon, why don't you share yours?
Mine was a little different. I was my oldest two sons, 22 and 21 now. we had before we got married. So when she had got the support and I mean the insurance and stuff like that, at the time I started working and then I lost the job. So then the back came. So when the back came and it started building up, I didn't have problems here in Michigan. My problems came when I moved. When I moved out of state, where they were much, you talking about Michigan is crazy, try living in North Carolina.
Wow.
And you owe child support.
Wow.
Because what they can do is they can use it against you. And what they also can do, they enforce the truancy thing. So if your kids is missing a certain amount of days of school, they'll pick you up.
Wow.
I got picked up because I was leaving work. I got pulled over because my tag had expired, because you got to get an inspection down there. You can't renew your tag unless your car passed inspection.
Yeah, like Virginia too. Yep.
Right.
No matter how old it is?
Huh?
No matter how old your car is?
No matter how old it is.
Wow. Okay.
It has to pass inspection. Yeah. So long story short, I got pulled over. Cops say, hey, you know, you got a truancy thing. I say, no, I don't. That was taken care of. Not computer. So I get locked up and I'm already mad because when I go before the judge via satellite, I say, I don't have a truancy. I just don't have it with me. I don't know how you're not seeing this, because this was taken care of 7-8 months ago. Well, we don't see it. And we also see back in Michigan, you have a back child support order, so we can enforce that. I said, how? That's in Michigan. That ain't here. They didn't care. Locked me right up. My brother-in-law came and got me. Had to go get the paperwork, take it to the district attorney, and he looked at me like, well, I see we made a mistake. You think? So well, the next ticket is on us. I said, you ain't got to worry about the next ticket because I'm out of here. You ain't got to worry about this. I'm gone.
Next one.
You won't see me in North Carolina to live ever again. So that was my worst. It didn't happen here. It happened in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And they are 10 times stricter. When I say 10 times, they are 10 times stricter. They will get you for the smallest stuff, and they will look into your background and see if this is a problem. They lock you up for it.
Mm.
I mean, if you'd have seen the police officers behind my car, you'd have thought I had a kilo of dope and $10 million in my expedition.
Felony.
Wow.
I'm serious.
Felony.
I had two. I'm not exaggerating. Two motorcycle cops, 4 squad cars.
Mm.
You would have thought I literally was El Chapo.
Wow.
For real. I mean, it was crazy. And the bad part about it, the arresting officer, he was real nice. And he was like, it's something about your story, I believe. Mm-hmm. It's really something. I'm telling you, I don't have it. I don't have a truancy. All you got to do is look in the computer. He says, not showing in the computer, but I honestly believe you. Yeah. I honestly believe you. That's why he pushed to get me to talk to the judge. He was the one that pushed to get me to talk to the judge. Mm-hmm. So when I got out, he was still on duty. He was like, what happened? I told him. He said, hey, you go Monday, because it was a Friday night. He said, you go Monday. Go right up to Mecklenburg County and take that piece of paper to the district attorney. They owe you big time.
Wow.
And that's what happened. So I had a friend of mine that got locked up about the same thing.
Did you move back home as a result of any of that?
I ended up moving back home because my wife had ended up getting sick. Okay. Thank God that we had to come back home, because she actually liked it, but then it was starting to turn her off a little bit. If anybody live in North Carolina, I would say it's a beautiful place. Don't get me wrong. It's actually for the people who are well established.
Yeah, okay.
You don't need no issues when you move down there.
Yeah.
None.
So when you got married, did all of that child support go away?
It took Tia a minute to fight because she actually had to write in about 5 times for them to cancel it. They kept saying no.
That don't make no sense.
They literally
She
kept
don't even want the money, and they like, nah, we gonna give it to you anyway.
Aaron, look, fellas, look. As she writing it in, my tab was getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It was getting huge. I'm still paying on it.
Really?
Yeah.
And you married?
I'm still paying on, but here's the good thing. God is good because every time they take my taxes, it go right to Tia on her child support thing.
Oh, so
they can take it. It's going right back to the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the good thing. But the bad, if nobody knew that, I would be considered a deadbeat dad.
I got you.
See what I'm saying? I would be the guy that ain't taking care of his kids, ain't paying his child support, ain't doing nothing he's supposed to do. And I've been around my kids practically all their life.
I hear you. Well, look. When you said North Carolina, I did some research and I found out the state where the men owe the most in back child support.
Ooh.
And Michigan? that state is no, it ain't Michigan. It's Massachusetts.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
All the rich boys.
And number 2 is Nevada. Nevada's number 2. The lowest states that owe the most child support is the Rocky Mountain states, Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, over there. Ain't nobody there, but that's why.
Right. And basically the minority is white people.
Yeah.
Well, number one, you can't be out there in the woods and ain't got no man, no kids around to chop that wood. So that family gonna stay together anyway. Look, girl, you know we gotta chop this wood in here.
Okay, so speaking of nationalities, dang it, where's my my statistic? Oh, here it is. White guys make up 52% of child support cases in the nation. Black guys make up 22%, and Hispanics make up 20%. Then there's
I believe that.
I believe that too.
Because Oakland County is flooded with that.
Oh yeah. So
hey, so is Macomb.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So is Macomb.
Yeah. So Art, what's your deal?
I feel like they don't say nothing about them too much, do they?
No, I'm talking about what's your story?
Oh, what's my story? Oh, shoot, man. I ain't got no story. I mean, you know, they had me down there one time. They had me down there, man. You know what I'm saying? I was down there like, I don't know what y'all want with me. What y'all want me to do? What you want? And they're like, we want some money. So I gave them some money, and then they was like, all right, then we'll let you go. They tried to put the little felony on me real quick. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no, forget that. Y'all want the little money? I'm going to give y'all a little punk-ass money, and y'all going to leave me alone. So it took about 12 months for me to give them what they wanted, because however I got to set up with the lawyer, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Paid me a little money over that 12 months. They dismissed the case. I put my paperwork in. I had the felony taken off the record with the state of Michigan. You know what I'm saying? And that was years ago. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because in order for me to be a CPA, I cannot have a felony on my record.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So how can I support my family over some BS, basically? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I can't have that drag me down the rest of my damn life because it affects me and the kids. Mm-hmm. The money that Bradley was paying, it affected him and the children. The money that Damon was paying, initially, it affected him and the children. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't playing with them. I'm like, what y'all want?
Right.
And I went out there and I got that money, made sure they got their money. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to be tied up in that. You know what I'm saying?
How long did you have to pay?
12 months.
Really? Why just 12 months?
Well, my lawyer was good.
You gotta
answer that question.
But no, you know what I really did? I went down there and I told him. I said, look.
He made him an offer.
I ain't playing with y'all. No, I'm just playing. He was like, oh, we're so sorry, Mr. Thomas. We'll just let you go.
So really, your son was almost 18 then? Or that's why you... Really?
No.
So it was 8. Okay. All right.
No.
All right.
Long time ago.
Okay, so let me just hit y'all with another fact. Men who have custody of the kids, the number of men who have custody of the kids in America is 1.6 million. Women who have custody of the kids, 9.9 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's because fellow attorney that costs so much. For you to get an attorney that specializes for fathers in a custody battle, it's crazy.
Well, see, it's deeper than that, man. I'm sorry, but I gotta take it back a minute because you have to ask yourself, why do they feel like the woman is best equipped?
See, that's right. That's what I was getting at.
Ultimately, what rubric do they use to determine that she's best equipped?
Yeah.
Do you say the man ain't equipped because his money show? Is that a proper rubric to use just because his money funny? Which half the time ain't his fault anyway.
No idea.
Well, I asked the judge that in court, in the middle of court. I said, I think it's unfair that she has to be a crackhead and a prostitute, unfit mother, just because I physically can't carry a child. Doesn't make her a better mother. I said, that's just crazy for you to say to me.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about better parent, like better parent, right? So because just because she go in there and cry the blues don't mean she gonna go home and do the right thing.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. All right. So sorry about the technical difficulty. All right, so let me tell y'all my deal.
Milo.
Tell you my deal. So I got married, of course, like 92, and of course her mom got in our marriage and all that. So she took me down to the child support court, and it wasn't like I was deserved to be down there. I didn't deserve to be down there. I was thrown in this thing, and I was taking care of my children the whole time. It was kind of like I'm just doing this out of spite. I'm doing this out of spite because I don't like that you and my mom don't get along, so I'm sad with my mom. Anyway, I go down there, and they already set the amount that I had to pay, which is terrible. It was horrible. And then I kept coming back down and asking them, why do I have to pay this when I'm taking care of my children? I'm taking care of them more than her. They're with me more than they were her. They just would not believe me, man. They just kept throwing me out of court. Threw me out of court 3 times. The 4th time, the judge said, well, wait a minute. This man keeps coming back, so it got to be something to this. And so that last time she said, I'm gonna give you guys 10 days, come back in 10 days, give me all your evidence and proof. Man, I had a big warehouse box of proof that they were with me. They were with me. I was feeding them, I was closing, I was going to parent-teachers conferences, I was doing all this stuff. And they asked her, does he have these kids more than you? And she said, yeah. She had to admit it. And once she admitted it, they started making her pay me. So that was, man, I don't have no jail stories and stuff like that, but I tell you, man, it's it was just an ordeal to go through, just to go down there and be right, and nobody's listening to you.
Right.
Because for you to be right, don't make them no money.
Yeah.
So I got it overturned. She started paying me, and then pretty much when she started paying me, she was like, "You raise them," and that's exactly what I did. I've been doing that ever since, and it was like it's no problem. My kids didn't ask to be here, man. They didn't ask to be here. So because they didn't ask to be here, somebody got to take care of them, and I knew I was. If I didn't had no help, I was gonna take care of mine, and so technically, she could have had my younger son from Tuesday to Thursday, even paying me child support. She could have them with her Tuesday through Thursday. Never came and picked them up. Nothing. Just absolutely zero motherhood. And I said, hey, that's okay. I mean, they got me. Just like, my mom did like 99% of the parenting. And, we turned out pretty good, having the one parent.
Yes, you did.
My mom was solid.
Yes,
solid
she
parent.
is.
And
yes,
so,
sir.
because of that, I learned how to take care of kids without no help. Because I didn't have any help, man. You want to talk about somebody at work getting calls from schools. Your son left this, your son got to have this, and this all, and it's like you doing it all. And so I was doing it all and paying child support. So it's like, what am I paying for if I'm doing everything?
Yeah.
But the messed up part about that is how you can go down there and you are automatically deemed guilty, and you didn't do, all you did was walk in the building.
Yep.
You just walked in the building and you are perceived guilty. It's messed up like that. So anyway, in that at any rate, it's let me throw some more facts out there. Nationwide, a father is likely to receive 35% of the custody time. Out of 100, 35%. Another fact is dads continue to pay child support payments more often in larger amounts than mothers, according to new statistics on child support providers and payments released by the U.S. Census Bureau. Men account for 85% of those ordered to pay child support. It's crazy, man.
That's real crazy.
It's crazy. 76% of fathers with at least one child under 19 contribute child support to their children. 9% of fathers can contribute once in a while. 15% do not contribute at all. That's a trip. But now I noticed that they don't have anything here about how many mothers pay child support.
Why would they do that?
Yeah, because it's not designed for them to pay child support.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's the whole deal, man. And the thing about us is the three of us here, and even Art, landed on our feet. We landed on our feet. Even though, Brad, you had to do some unnecessary jail time, you too, Damon, and then Art had to come up with all kinds of crazy money. I had to go through getting kicked out of the courthouse 3 or 4 times before anybody listened to me. We all landed on our feet. And we all are like doing really well despite going through that. So that's the shiny victory that I like to pull out. And you got all your kids intact. All your kids can come under one roof and be a family. My kids, I've been having my kids 100% of the time since, what was it, 06, 07. And I don't have to worry about her picking them up, and I don't know where they are. Because, man, it was horrible when we had to share custody, and she moves like 10 times in 10 years. You move in every year? Your address change every year? That's not
went through that too with their mother.
Yeah.
And that's bad because that's showing instability on her part.
Sustained.
It's a, and the court need to. It's not about woman bashing. Aaron, you said it earlier. I'm not even like that.
Mm-hmm.
The system
but imagine a man who is like that, who been hurt and destroyed by the system,
right.
And it turns them into a woman hater and this type of stuff. You know, instability goes on both parents.
Right.
If the mother's unstable and the father is, it doesn't give her a right just because she carried him 9 months to keep him.
But that's the notion. That's the notion. Just because they grew up in her womb, there's some special rights right there. You know, and it's just not, because before they was in the womb, they was in me.
That's bingo. No, seriously. Seriously. My wife made a joke last night. She was like, we were talking about our youngest daughter. And she was like, boy, she's something else. I said, I know it. She was like, well, she came from you. I said, yeah, the problem is you have the X chromosome. I just determined it. You can really help determine it, because I'm just getting it. She just came up out of me. She bust out laughing. So it's a thing that a lot of my friends, I be talking to a lot of them, and they just be like, all I want to do is get off the child support. If I can get off this child support, I'm Gucci. I'm good, because now I can deal with my grown child who can make their own decisions.
Yeah.
You know, and one of my friends, man, Willie got his kids real young. Same thing happened to you, Aaron. Same thing happened to him. He had his sons more so than his wife. His wife, they got a divorce. She tried to get child support. His kids was with him way more than than her. She ended up having to pay child support. She said, nope, you keep them. And the funny part about it, both of them working for her. So they both was making good money. And she don't deal with her sons at all. So now his sons is scarred because they trying to figure out, what did I do to my mama that she don't want to talk to me no more?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So look past us. Like you said, I'm gonna take care of my kids regardless.
Yeah.
It's about how they're gonna grow up, because they see this and they live in it and they internalize it and they start to blame themselves, or they start to act out, or they start to do all this stuff. And we trying to figure out, why is he acting like this? Well, look what he been through.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Realize what the child been through.
Right.
Like, we got to look past us and not put the child in a situation where they're going to be messed up, and they grow up messed up, and they grow up to be something God didn't ordain them to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got to take it's a whole nother level behind just where he gonna pay because I don't want to be, he did me wrong, and you don't realize what you're doing to your child.
Yeah.
And it go both ways. We have to look at that. That's the most important thing. We got to be the one to train up a child in the way he's supposed to go. How we gonna train them up if we don't have a proper mental training to show them the right way?
Yeah. I hear you. But look, on that point, Michigan.gov said regular. One of the nuggets is regular payment of child support and medical support provides increased chance of children reaching their full potential.
Okay.
That's like somebody telling you how to raise your child and don't have any at all.
That's just judicial terms. Is you need to pay this money so they'll be all right.
Yeah.
We gonna get you.
That's exactly what that means. Because I could use my auntie, your mother, man. I love her to death, and you know I do. She did what she had to do financially, emotionally, physically. Did it.
Yeah.
There wasn't no blueprint. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Aaron. She did it. She found a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So don't give me this judicial crap about they need this, they need that. Nah, because I know a lot of women and I know a lot of men that didn't have that, and their kids turned out to be great.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. And you know, my mother never even asked for child support. She was like,
that's what I'm saying.
I do it by myself.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's the point. You proven That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's where I get it from. That's where I get it from. Because once she said you raise them, she didn't say that, but that's the way she did it because she stopped picking them up. I was like, cool, I do it by myself. You know, I don't need it. I don't need it. And just, you know, your mama too, Damon. Shining example of strength. You know, shining example of strength. I absolutely adore. Now I'm gonna say this: the women in our family
strong
is the epitome of strength.
Strong.
Yeah.
But strong. See, they got it naturally from Rosebud Hightower.
Hey man, I'm just saying. It's and it comes down. And the thing about that is, here we are, the men in our family, taking up the mantle. Because we did miss out on a lot of upbringing from men. But I'm happy to see me, you, my brother, you know, and all the rest of us standing up, taking care of our children, you know, and we're not in this, even though we went through the child support thing unnecessarily, we upstanding guys and our sons and our daughters are upstanding citizens.
Yeah, I got a chance to get, I got a chance, unlike you, Aaron, I got a chance because when my mama took my biological father to court, Daddy said, he ain't got to pay child support. I'll take care of him. So I had an example of a man that was a true ultimate provider. Mm-hmm. He knew what it was like. So my mother was strong. She did have some help though. You know what I'm saying? Because Daddy stepped in and did what, you know, any good man would do who loves his woman. You know what I'm saying? Talking to my pop one time, man, he say, look, the day I looked at you and your mother, I knew you were a package deal. I couldn't love your mother without loving you.
Yeah.
That's something a man would say, bro.
Absolutely.
That's something a man would say. That ain't no little boy. That's not a little boy statement. That's a man statement. Because a woman with a child is a package deal, bro. You can't love a woman, not love a child.
Yeah. And vice versa. That was my case.
That's how it goes. So what you said earlier, the women are strong. Beverly Drayton, Marietta Randall, Rosebud Hightower. Those were three prime examples of strong women. Oh yeah. And they taught their children, the women in their family, how to be strong. Yeah. And we learn from watching them.
Oh yeah, because it was I could see our grandmother in every level of our family, every generation. You could see the influence. But Brad, you were going to say something and you got cut off. What were you saying?
I was vice versa, because I was a package deal. I came with 3 sons. You know, and she helped me raise my 3. You know, she knew what she was getting in. I say, hey, I get it. If you don't want to, because I don't know if I could do it. Actually, I tried before I met her. I was with somebody dating a girl. She had 4 of her own. I'm looking at her 4, and I'm looking at my 3. I'm looking at her 4. I kept looking at it, man, I don't fuck this. And only because here's an issue, and I'm not women bash. Okay, here's an issue. I told somebody, stop calling your son the head of the house. Okay. I don't care if he's 16, I don't care if he's 19, I don't care if he's 25. Because if you find a guy that you like, you start dating him seriously, it's going to be a problem. So this 16-year-old boy back then, he stepped up to me in my house. In my house. And the first thing he said was, well, he said, man, I said, not here. It can only be one.
Yeah. You
know, and even with our daughters, those who had daughters, you know, that's the woman. No, you can't say that. She's your daughter. But as far as the package deal, my wife married me, man, without blinking an eye.
Yeah, right.
You know, she being black with 3 sons and a baby mama.
Yeah.
with all that. I keep saying it, 23 years this September.
Yeah. So
when I watched my dad and mom 60 years. They still married, you know. Never knew they were struggling. They didn't even know what a tax refund was.
Wow.
Didn't know when they could tax. Didn't know because, you know, hey, mom and dad took care of business. Dad took care of business.
Yeah.
It wasn't my job to know when tax return was coming in because I already had everything I needed and wanted.
Right. That's tremendous. So let me this we wrapping it up, brothers. I want each of you guys to give a word of advice to some young brother who may be in the child support system or maybe drugged through this unfair, biased child support system. What advice would you give them?
Well, this is going to sound hard. Okay. I would, if you're in a system or get ready to get put in the system, say your girlfriend's pregnant, unless you know that young lady, I would say get a DNA test. You know, and if you do that, take yourself down there to wherever county, wherever city you are, and put yourself on child support. Because if she goes do it, it's gonna be a mess for you, and that foot's gonna be on your neck for 18 years. So if you go down there yourself and explain to them, this is what I want to do, it makes you look responsible, which is what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, you man it, you know. So whatever she says after that, it'll be irrelevant.
Right.
So to speak.
Okay.
And I mean, if you work like what I did when I first started, I had them take it out of my check automatically. I don't even want to see it.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, this is how much it was back then in the 90s. It was $225 a week.
It's still
take
a
it
lot.
out of my check. It was when you make it back in the 90s, when you make it $9 an hour, that's almost all of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you saying go down there and make it on your terms?
Make it on your terms.
As
Say,
much
hey,
as you can.
Here's my phone. You know, this is who she is. You know what I mean? I don't care how rich your parents are. Get yourself down there.
Yeah. Don't run from it.
Get yourself down.
You can't run from it. You just can't run from it. You might as well face it. You're a man. No, you got to face it
because they're going to catch you.
Oh yeah,
they're going to, and they catch you. It's going to be bad.
It's going to be worse. You're right. Damon, what you got, Damon? What advice would you give a young brother?
I would say be precautious to who you deal with, even before you impregnate her.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
Be precautious. Do your homework. Look for red flags. That's what I tell my sons.
Yeah.
If you know there's something that don't sit with you well, 9 times out of 10, you're right. You have to be precautious as to who you're dealing with. That's number one. Number two, if you have a mother who truly loved you and took care of you, let her meet her. Let her meet your mama. I tell my sons that too. My mama's a pastor. Because you don't want to. Your mama gonna tell you what she ain't about.
In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, my wife is like my mama. She's strong. Most men who had a mom in their life want a strong woman, especially if she grew up around strength.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you pick a woman that's equally as strong as you are, majority of the time she's gonna push you to be great. She's not gonna rely on you to take care of her. She's gonna push you to be great because she knows what she sees is true. And if she's pushing you, she know that you're gonna push her.
Yeah.
I say always do your homework on the woman that you're dealing with.
I hear you. Okay. Well, what I would say is if you find yourself going through a child support system, like Brad said, try to make it on your own terms. But if you see something unfair, keep going back to court.
Yeah.
Keep going back to court because eventually you're going to wear the system down. Also, this is not for the weak. It's not for punks. You got to keep records. You got to keep pictures. You got to keep photos. You got to keep all kinds of stuff that proves these kids are with you And one of the things that I learned is if that woman, you got to really catch her slipping. If that woman misses one day out of that child support schedule, you got less money coming out of your check. If she missed 2 days, that's even less money. So days count. Don't think that just because, I'll get them the next day. All those, that transfers into money. You could take that down to court and they will lessen your child support because the money is needed where the children are. And that's what I did. She slipped, she wouldn't come and get them. And I was just counting the days, man. I was documenting them days. I was taking pictures with them. You know, yep. They didn't know I was taking pictures. I was taking pictures because the stamp is on there. The date is on there.
Time stamp, yeah.
Man, I took all that stuff. They were like, ma'am, does he have these kids more than you? Yes. Then they said, well, sir, this is your last month paying child support. And they looked at her and said, ma'am, this is your first month paying child support. Man, that was one of the best days in my life. So I tell a guy, look, if you messed up and got a girl pregnant that ain't really ready to be a parent, she just using you and the child as a check, there are ways you can fight back. It's long and tedious, and you can't be lazy, but you can win. So with that, brothers, I want to thank you guys for sharing your stories, man. It means a lot because I met a lot of brothers that's going to tune into this one and start writing notes. I appreciate your openness and honesty. We all here for each other, and I'm glad that you guys came through and shared your stories because, this system ain't for us. It's not designed for us, but there's ways we can circumvent this and get around. Even though you guys went a hard road, not as hard as me, but you can get through it and you can come out shining at the other end like you guys are. So I appreciate you guys. Love you guys, man. We gonna reconvene to the next on the next. All right, we'll check y'all out.
All right, big love you, boy.
Love y'all. Bye.
All right, man.